to bring Liverpool level. Saved brilliantly by Besant. Amazing.
It could scarcely have been more dramatic on Saturday. 3-3 between Manchester United and Crystal Palace, and now on a Thursday night the meet to do it all again. Palace unchanged from the side that drew that first match. That means two-goal hero Ian Wright is again on the bench despite his heroics. He's still some way short of match fitness, but pain-killing injections see him named as a substitute. Gary O'Reilly, who scored the other goal at the weekend, takes his place at the back. Manchester United boss Alex Ferguson has taken the big step of dropping goalkeeper Jim Leighton, his hero in the European Cup Winners' Cup final for Aberdeen back in 1984, but at fault on Saturday and left out in favour of Les Sealey tonight. Other than that, United are unchanged. Big night for Les Sealey, and one that I'm sure he thought would never come. And a big decision by Alex Ferguson to drop his goalkeeper for a game of this magnitude. Faith in Sealey. I just wonder what Jim Leighton's immediate future holds now after such a public castigation. Sealey, the former West Ham and Coventry goalkeeper, certainly not a man who's short of self-confidence, and one who will fancy his chance of being able to do a job tonight. Often after games as dramatic as Saturday's, the replay's a bit of an anticlimax. Think back 7 years to the 1983 final when Manchester United and Brighton had a thrilling 2-2 draw on the Saturday. Came back here later in the week and Manchester United brushed Brighton aside by 4-0. Brian Robson, who scored twice in that replay back in '83, hoping that the replay will be equally kind for United in 1990. Potentially, it is the biggest night in Crystal Palace's history. They've never won the FA Cup, they've never won the League Championship. This their first FA Cup final, having previously got to the semis under Malcolm Allison in 1976. Tonight, under the watchful eye of Alan Gunn, it could be the biggest day in the club's history. The referee calls the two captains together, Brian Robson and Jeff Thomas, and it's a big night for Thomas, born in Manchester, playing against Manchester United this evening. Hoping to be the man that lifts the first piece of significant silverware since Crystal Palace were formed. Robson and United have seen it, done it all before. Palace by and large haven't. There are some notable exceptions, of course, the likes of Gary Pallister, the former Middlesbrough defender, who at times has had a difficult season at Old Trafford, but takes his place in the FA Cup final starting 11 this evening. And the game is going to be slightly delayed in kicking off because of the number of Crystal Palace balloons that have made their way onto the pitch. A delay that won't bother Alex Ferguson and Julie. European silverware, yet to bring the league title to Old Trafford. Will he be able to bring the FA Cup to Old Trafford? Plenty of speculation. He was going to be out of a job. So Matt Busby has overseen Manchester United's transformation this season. Disappointing in the league, 13th place. They finished just 5 points above the relegation zone. And they have saved their best performances for the cup. Manchester United in their traditional kit of red shirts and white shorts will be defending the tunnel end in this first half, and it's Palace's turn to be in their away kit for tonight's game. It is a kit which almost defies description. Pale yellow and black stripes, probably the best way of calling Palace's kit. Who will be the heroes this evening? Manchester United kick off the replay of the 1990 FA Cup final, kicking from right to left in this first half. There's an early touch for Steve Bruce. Forward for Robson, twice a FA Cup winner with United already. And Bruce drives it forward again. Clearance by Thorne. Caught late there by Mark Bright. I imagine that there might be a few nasty challenges tonight, a little hangover from the weekend. Bruce hurt by that challenge as he played it forward. Mark Hughes was offside. Know all about Mark Hughes' ability. Scored twice against them, of course, at the weekend, including the equaliser in extra time. Also scored the goal. Did so much damage to Oldham's hopes early in the cup run. Cornishman Nigel Martin, a few Cornishmen ever to appear in an FA Cup final, gets it clear. Led away by Pallister. Back from Shaw. And turned back by Gary O'Reilly. O'Reilly helped on, but a bit too steep the flick on from Andy Gray towards Mark Bright. First touch for Les Seeley. He may be well into his 30s, but still the butterflies will be there on a night like this for him. Bruce. Robson. Hughes. Paul Ince, a major impact at United since his move from West Ham. Here's Ince again. Webb, clumsy challenge on him. Wallace will do battle with John Pemberton. The Southampton striker not happy with Pemberton at all. Gunn's just going to tell Danny Wallace to calm down. Say there are a few challenges and battles that were tasty at the weekend and will be so again tonight. Pallister. Thorne gets it away. Silliness. Mark Hughes involved in that. This time, the system has found in the favour of John Pemberton, the linesman, giving Crystal Palace the free kick this time against Danny Wallace. Taken by Andy Thorne. Thorne, who of course is previous FA Cup winner, a member of the Wimbledon side that beat Liverpool 2 years ago. Looking for his second FA Cup triumph in the space of 3 seasons. It'll be some achievement as well to win FA Cups in such quick succession with 2 relatively unfashionable sides. Throw from Pemberton. Fired inside the penalty area, but Les Seeley makes his first save in anger and was caught by Mark Bright. And Bright worthily will receive a yellow card. He knew exactly what he was doing there, Bright. Seeley came out to get the ball. There was no way that Bright was going to get there, but decided to let his momentum take him into the goalkeeper. And Bright gets a yellow card in the first 6 minutes. Gray and Gary Pallister went to the near post. Seeley caught the ball. And Bright made sure that he left the goalkeeper with some bruises to mark his day. Seeley's clearance. Good header by Robson. Has really been able to get too much of a grip on the midfield battle so far. It's Lee Martin that sends it forward. Hughes in the centre, just too deep for him. And Gray. Andy Gray can bring it clear. Got Bright making a run for him. Good challenge by Pallister. Born in Kent, but raised on Teesside, Gary Pallister. O'Reilly makes his way forward, one of the old stages in this Crystal Palace side, assembled by Steve Coppell. Throw inside the box, there's another good claim by Seeley. And there's a real attempt to distract Seeley. Elbows flying. Mark Bright knocking the ball out of his hands. So far, he hasn't made a mistake, Les Seeley. Hughes helps it on. Well, what a season it's been for Crystal Palace. 15th they finished in the league, finding it difficult to adjust really to top-flight football at times along the way. There have been some heavy defeats, of course. 4-1 at Arsenal, 4-0 at Everton, 9-0 at Liverpool, which just made the story of their FA Cup semi-final victory against Liverpool at Villa Park all the more extraordinary. Can they complete this season in fairy tale fashion? It's not been a vintage season for United either, of course. As though it was going to be such a promising campaign when they beat Arsenal 4-1 on the opening day of the season. The Michael Maitland saga has taken a few too many headlines. And that 5-1 defeat to Manchester City and a 4-0 reverse at the hands of Nottingham Forest really hurt. Here's Ince. Almost 10 minutes gone in the 1990 FA Cup final replay. It's 0-0. Many more bad challenges than chances. Jeff Thomas getting involved there. A clear attempt, it seems, from Palace to try and rattle United in the same way that Wimbledon managed to get under the skins of Liverpool a couple of years ago. Alan Pardew throwing the ball into the face of Brian McClare, and he's going to be spoken to by the referee. There's been a bit of a silly nature to many of the exchanges so far. Still waiting for the first real chance of the game to be created. Pallister goes up for it, cleared by Alan Pardew. Run back by Ince, but only temporarily. Barber was involved with a ferocious challenge on Martin. Fullback walks away from it a little bit gingerly. The youngest players on the pitch at just 22. There's Richard Shaw. Good season for Crystal Palace, despite the defensive insecurities that they've shown sometimes. Gray to launch a long throw inside the penalty area. Plenty of targets up there for him, and it's a good long throw as always. And there's a goal kick though. Bright got the last touch. Solarco's header. Now Ince. Into Manchester United throw. Steve Bruce and Mark Bright having an old-fashioned wrangle in the midfield. Free kick to Palace, which John Salako is going to take. The Nigerian-born winger do from this situation. Gray's made his way forward. And it comes at the second time of asking from Salako. Pallister with a header away. Gray looks for Bright. Bruce got it clear. And as far as O'Reilly. Salako. Manchester United able to break. Hughes. Wallace. Wallace again. Pallister. Ball's far too close to Nigel Martin. Pallister got a shout from Les Seeley to leave that, and drifts over his head to the United goalkeeper. Bruce. Another poor challenge. Mark Hughes left sprawling. Andy Thorne, the perpetrator of the challenge. It was a bad one on Mark Hughes. Another view of it, nowhere near the ball. Some disquiet on the Manchester United bench, as you can see. Certainly the referee hasn't got too much of a grip on the game so far with the challenges that are flying in. Bruce as a makeshift left winger now. Almost able to win United's first corner of the game, but Bright had tracked all the way back with him. Hughes back on his feet after the truncheon that he took from Thorne. And that will be a corner. Martin did his best to try and make it look as though the ball hadn't crossed the line, but it is a Manchester United put in. Plenty of height on the Palace side, but Pallister will push forward, and Hughes and McClare so good in the air. Pallister looking for the near post flick on. Let's loop back towards goal. You have to watch it very carefully. Almost a freakish opener for Neil Webb. Wouldn't have counted though, the offside flag clearly raised. Robson. Lee Martin. Here's Ince. Wallace. Stays down. On his feet pretty quickly, Danny Wallace, but I think there'll be a few that are bruised come this time tomorrow. Lee Martin with the throw for Manchester United. 0-0 still with almost 20 minutes played. Lost control this time by Martin. One of the local lads to have made it at Manchester United, Lee Martin. Plenty of promising youngsters there as well. Lots of Russell Beardsmore and Lee Sharp, who's recently signed from Torquay. For Steve Coppell. A few things to mention at the half-time team talk for the man who was twice an FA Cup finalist with Manchester United as a player. A loser in 76 against Southampton, a winner in 77 against Liverpool. Given away by Ince. Bobby Robson hoping that nobody picks up any severe injuries, particularly the likes of Robson, ahead of the forthcoming World Cup out in Italy. Minutes gone. Still nothing to choose between the two sides. Hasn't quite been the open game that it was on Saturday. Chances more at a premium. The goalkeeper's really had a shot to save as yet. Pallister heads the ball away. Gray. Run back very strongly by Gray. Pardew. Goal scorers, of course, in that epic semi-final victory against Liverpool. Alan Pardew is Webb, turning it forward for Ince. Well, Pardew knows that he was late. I don't think that was the most malicious challenge that we've seen so far from Alan Pardew, but it is worthy of a yellow card nonetheless. I think that one more mistimed than anything else. Just couldn't quite get there, and Ince fell over that leg. Pardew joins Bright in the book. Header from Hughes. Goes to Palace. Salako was fouled. Gary O'Reilly having a word with the referee. It's Palace's turn to complain about the physical nature of some of Manchester United's challenges. It has been more of a kicking fest than a cup final so far. Long clearance headed on by Andy Gray. Cleared by Lee Martin. Pemberton continues his way forward. Gray pulling the strings in the midfield for Palace at the moment. Here's Mark Bright. Stiffs it towards the back post. Barber. It's come off Phelan. Good save by Seelig. Sharp chance falling to John Salako. And beaten away well by Les Seelig, which will have done his confidence the world of good. Good goal scoring record from midfield, John Salako. Gray to take the corner. Sends it deep towards Bright. United defending mob-handedly, have enough bodies in the way to get it clear. Paul Ince now drives forward. Webb. Robson. Lee Martin. Good movement from Webb. He got round the back of Pemberton, who caught him a little bit late. There is Ian Wright, Saturday's hero. If he was fit, I wonder what difference it would make for Crystal Palace. It looked like a handball by Steve Bruce. Taking the ball back in the direction of his own goal. And in a very dangerous position as well, right back on the edge of the penalty area. Seeley lines up the ball. Pardew trying to block the view of the ball. Asked to shuffle back a little bit more. 5 in that wall. Is it going to be Gray to strike it? It's being set up for Gray. Pardew walks away now. Well, Seeley clearly saying, I can't see, which is a bit ominous. Has he got it right? Gray blasts it! Hits Seeley's legs after deflection from the wall. Well, whether he could see or not, he got away with it. Best chance of the game. Good free kick from Gray. Unless Seeley maybe had that little bit of luck needed. Seemed to be going the wrong way, but it hit his feet and goes to safety. Another one to defend now. This will be a very different kind of set piece. Two-man wall this time. Palace enjoying their best period of the game. Will they be able to make it count? Bent in, innocuously, too deep. And by the time that the ball had been headed back into the fray, and the photographers have been decapitated, it would have gone out of play. Here's another view, though, of the free kick. Seeley, to be fair, from that angle, looks as though he did have it covered. And I didn't give him enough credit for the save. Certainly, however intentional it was, there's no doubting how vital it was. Phelan. Pushed by Hughes. Thorne's free kick, helped back in by Thomas. Back from Pemberton to his goalkeeper. He's having a good game, Andy Gray. He's come the closest to scoring. Neither side have found a way through as we approach the half-hour mark. One for Alan Gunn to officiate, really. The number of challenges that have been coming in. He's produced 2 yellow cards so far for Bright and Pardew, but 5 or 6 dubious challenges that possibly should have been punished. Gary Pallister for Manchester United. Short, given away. Oh, and what a chance missed! Nigel Martin was stranded, and Danny Wallace unable to hit the target. First real clear-cut opening that Manchester United have had, not one they've created themselves. Shaw's back pass woefully short. McLean nipped in to find Wallace. But Wallace couldn't place the ball in the empty net to give Manchester United the lead. No problems with the back pass at the other end. There is a little bit of spirit about the game, despite the fiery nature of it. It's good to see Andy Gray and Les Seelig. Goals inside the first half hour, 6 goals on Saturday. 20 minutes, none so far in the opening half an hour. Lee Martin's free kick. Handed away by O'Reilly. The referee saw an infringement though. How close Alex Ferguson came to getting the push, we might never know. No doubt that Steve Coppell's stock is very high at Crystal Palace, and Ferguson's will be at Manchester United as well if United can win this match. Palace marginally the better side, not a lot in it. United have probably shaded possession actually. Salako, unorthodox control. Thomas tries to win it back, but Ince can win it back. Robson. Taken away by Shaw. Barber. Salako can take on Steve Bruce. And he's beaten him, or had beaten him. And Bruce is lucky to get away with that. He seemed just to flick Salako off his feet as he got past him. No space for anybody to play their football at the moment. Steve Bruce, highly professional that he is, I'm sure knew exactly what he was doing. As John Salako threatened to get past him, took the risk and paid off. Robson loses out to Pardew. Palace man can't do anything with possession. Here's Bruce. Hughes. Sold Martin a bit short. Didn't the second time though. Lee Martin gets towards the byline and wins the corner off Andy Gray. The referee saying the ball had just rolled out, and there's going to be a Palace put in. The offside flag is up as well. This far, Manchester United have seen off Nottingham Forest, Hereford, Newcastle, Sheffield United, all away from home. They haven't played a single FA Cup tie at Old Trafford this season. That would just make their success all the more impressive if they were to win the cup. Palace, on the other hand, drawn at home in their first 3 rounds. They didn't have the hardest run to get to this stage, with the exception, of course, of champions Liverpool in the semi-finals. Portsmouth, Huddersfield and Rochdale at home, and a trip to Cambridge could have been harder. It's not to take anything away from their efforts. Gray. Pallister. Steve Bruce with license to push forward now for Manchester United. They're away from O'Reilly. And then Ince was caught by Gray. Manchester United with a chance, with a few set-piece specialists in their side. Gunn deciding against producing a yellow card for that challenge from Andy Gray. Nigel Martin lining up the wall. Will it be Webb? Will it be Lee Martin? It is Webb! Only the side netting, and a few of the United fans behind the goal thought it was in. Just the side netting though from Neil Webb. Very close. I don't know that Martin would have had it covered had it crept inside the post. Showing Neil Webb that side of the goal. Webb obliged. Just couldn't quite get it on target. Palace are holding off Bright. Ince now. Webb. Robson. Bounce was awkward. He's kept it alive. It's a good header away by O'Reilly. Manchester United trying to up the tempo. Webb in towards Hughes. Very difficult to contemplate getting it on target from there, really, for Mark Hughes. Bruce. So far Hughes and McClare have been pretty ably shackled by the Palace back line. When Manchester United try and get the ball out wide, that seems to be their best avenue, really. Fall from O'Reilly. Robson in with a firm and late challenge, which has given Crystal Palace a free kick. Mark Bright has put it about a bit so far and got a taste of his own medicine there. Seeley having real communication problems with his wall. He didn't have to have a wall in for that free kick. Here's Ince. Webb. Pallister. Hughes. Robson. Ince. Played by Webb. McClare. Phelan makes a rare sortie forward. There's a good challenge on him by Barber. McClare. And towards Wallace. And Webb will let it roll out of play for a corner. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Swinging ball, looked for Pallister. Hughes couldn't react to the header forward from Gary Pallister, and Nigel Martin was able to make a comfortable save. I'll be pleased by and large. Steve Coppell with coach Alan Smith alongside him. And wins the free kick this time. Well, Crystal Palace fans in fine voice. They haven't experienced nearly as many of these truly big match occasions as their Manchester United counterparts, and they'll be pleased with the way their side have acquitted themselves so far. They certainly haven't been overawed by the sense of occasion. Steve Coppell, of course, has been there and done it before, and that, I'm sure, is something that he has drawn upon over the last few weeks, getting his side ready for this final. It's his foul on Bright, gives Crystal Palace another free kick, another chance to get the ball forward. Salako takes it. Flicked on dangerously. Back from Pemberton. Away by Lee Martin. It was a missed kick, and the back header was almost suicidal, but Manchester United survived that rush of blood to the head from Webb. Pallister's header. And Robson. Wallace. Ince. Running away from Jeff Thomas in the midfield. Free kick given and taken quickly by Webb. Outfall by Webb towards Wallace, and another play by Phil Barber. Can either side steal the advantage before half-time? Defended by Andy Thorpe. Both Nigel Martin and his opposite number, Les Seeley, have their clean sheets intact. Great. John Pemberton. Managed well by Wallace, the Palace wing-back. Webb. Bruce. Good header. Intelligently steered it forward for Mike Phelan. Couldn't supply the same kind of quality service from Leclerc. Leclerc's trying to win a corner and he managed it in the end off an off-balance Salako. Closing minute of the first half. I don't think there's going to be too much injury time to be added on. Bruce inside the penalty area lurking. That's Pallister around the penalty spot, and it comes towards Bruce. Cleared by Shaw as far as Ince. Good pressure being applied by Richard Shaw, but Ince withstands it. Leclerc. Salako back in the right place for Palace. And still down on his haunches. Long ball forward, just too long for the lung-busting run of Andy Gray. And still Paul Ince down. We're grateful at least half-time is about to come, and he'll be able to receive some treatment then if he needs it. And Manchester United aren't going to have to make a snap decision as to whether to take Ince off. We have both Clayton Blackmore and Mark Robbins on the bench, the same two substitutes that they had on Saturday. We're in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Who will be the happier, Steve Coppell or Alex Ferguson? There's another man with experience of finals just in your picture there, Brian Kidd, who was a member of Manchester United side that won the European Cup in 1968. Back on his feet. Some 2 minutes now into stoppage time, the end of the first half, and it's going to resume with a drop ball, which, as you would expect, the nature of this game is contested. Bruce. That's the half-time whistle. Alan Gunn brings to an end the first half, which has been feisty in the extreme. It's been bereft of goal-scoring opportunities, but the Manchester United goalkeeper Les Seeley brought in to replace Jim Leighton in fine spirit after making one crucial save to deny Andy Gray. Half-time, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. So 165 minutes of football have failed to separate Manchester United and Crystal Palace in this 1990 FA Cup final. Will the next 45 minutes be able to do so? All the drama yet to unfold. And for the significant goal-scoring action that we had on Saturday, very little of the same, but much more of that today. And Riley's foul on Hughes, starting the second half in the same manner in which much of the first half was played. Floodlights piercing the gloom now in North London as night falls. Who will the lights go out on? in this cup final replay. Lee Martin with the free kick. Appeals for a penalty. The referee was well placed and completely unmoved. Wallace. Let's get it clear, and the chase is on. Well kept in by Bright. Immaculate challenge from Gary Pallister rescues the situation for Manchester United. In comes the corner. Seeley just got there. Thomas. Bent in again. This time headed away by Lee Martin. On the top from Salako. Another vital defensive clearance. Bruce will get it back to Les Seeley. Bright got a bang to the back of the head, but is going to be able to continue. Seeley bowls it out. What Steve Coppell's half-time instructions were to his side. More of the same, probably. Keep frustrating them. And a chance will come. It's looking like the kind of game that will be all about who takes a significant chance when it does come. Maybe it will only be a half chance that will have to be converted. After a free-scoring game on Saturday, both sides have naturally adjusted the way that they've played. Good play by Bruce. Thorne able to mop it up for Crystal Palace. Bright. Lee Martin back to cover and brought him down, so just the Palace free kick. Chipped in by Andy Gray. An orthodox clearance by Thielen gives Palace their first corner of this second half. Phil Barber to take it. Seeley thought about coming, realised he wasn't going to be able to get through the crowd of bodies. Manchester United can clear. McClair trying to hold it up, he's done very well. Here's Phelan. Hughes is in the centre. Still Phelan. That's a great challenge. It's a free kick given away by Phelan. It looked as though the defending had got the better of it. Hughes had made his way forward, Phelan unable to supply him with any service. Into the second half, we're still waiting for the deadlock to be broken. The Palace fans singing for Ian Wright. Scored both in the second half and an extra time at the weekend. And Thorne just being administered to. The fourth official, just making sure everything's in order as Steve Coppell and Andy Gray exchange a few words on the touchline. Gray's going to be able to continue. And play will continue with Nigel Martin. 51 minutes gone. 0-0 in the FA Cup final replay between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. It's a United ball. Played forward, Hughes is goal side, squares it, but O'Reilly was there. Back in from Hughes again. Cleared by Pardew. Robson keeps it alive for United, finds Lee Martin. In from Phelan. Sometimes the quality of service has been a little bit disappointing. Too much surprise that there's little to separate these two sides. They finished the same number of points in the Premiership, only separated by goal difference. Manchester United and Palace both on 48 points, 5 points above the drop zone, finishing 13th and 15th respectively. Jeff Thomas getting involved but unable to bring the ball away. McClare to Wallace. Bruce. Pallister. Webb. Ince. Robson makes his way forward. Here's Wallace. Manchester United having the better of this second half at the moment. Good play. Here's Phelan. Gets around the back of Barber. Barber did enough. Sliding in, the ball hit him. He was able to recover the quicker. Danny Wallace stays down injured. Alan Gunn has let a lot go so far this evening, and that is the nature of the complaint from these Manchester United players. Not giving a free kick for the foul on Wallace. Here's another view of it as Phelan played the ball forward. It's a lovely touch by Wallace, perfectly weighted ball. The referee, to give him credit, did play the advantage. You saw there the linesman flag, the referee, both hands above his head, did allow it to go. But, Brian Robson not happy that there wasn't a yellow card shown to Andy Gray, who has been the perpetrator of some rumbustious challenges. Eventually restarts with Wallace back on his feet. This went for the dramatic overhead kick. This is Neil Webb. Salako blocked the cross and it's hammered away. Barber's clearance only went as far as Bruce. Pallister now. Lovely turn in the midfield by Hughes. He's been brought down as well. And this time, O'Reilly, I think, will be booked. Well, despite the fact that O'Reilly has fouled 3 or 4 of the United players with pretty mediocre challenges, he again escapes. Just a lecture. Manchester United enjoying their best period of the game, though. Can they make it count? Free kick bent forward. Bruce went up for it. It's headed away eventually by Salako. Thomas. One back by Ince. Phelan. Here the Manchester United players losing their patience with the referee. Certainly haven't had too much protection from strong arm tactics that have come in. Fouling Pemberton. It's a free kick this time to Crystal Palace, and some rare action in the United half. Ince's clearance hits the referee. Broken quite nicely for United, though. Webb feeds Wallace. Deep ball in from Wallace, but too deep for Mark Hughes and out of play for a goal kick. And again, the quality of service lets Manchester United down from a promising position. It's far from being a secret weapon, but weapon nonetheless. Ian Wright stays on the bench. Webb wins it in the air. O'Reilly turns it forward. Gray sprints over to remonstrate with the referee. Like a real thunder. Pemberton's throw. Fall from Ince. Wallace. Neil Webb, bent forward, here's Lee Martin, 1-0 to Manchester United! Lee Martin finally makes United's domination count. What an unlikely goal hero for Alex Ferguson. But he's one of the homegrown players, a Manchester boy, lovely run in from full-back. And he finished it beautifully with his weaker foot. Credit to Webb, who saw the run. The pass was perfect. And Lee Martin gives Manchester United the lead on the hour mark. Finally, the two sides are separated. Will we see more heroics from Crystal Palace? And that, something we didn't want to see, Brian Robson going down injured. particularly with the World Cup only a matter of weeks away. Robson with this catalogue of shoulder injuries behind him, caught by Mark Bright. And here's another view of the goal. Lovely pass by Webb. And a great finish by Martin, so emphatic. The kind of position that he's so rarely found himself in this game and indeed in his career. Unfortunately, that is a much more common sight. Brian Robson kicked in the shoulder by Mark Bright. The goal, I think, has hastened the arrival of Ian Wright. Wright, who scored an equaliser on Saturday when Palace were 2-1 down, got it back to 2-2. Manchester United twice got themselves back on level terms in that game. As Mark Hughes and Andy Thorne get involved in a little niggle. It did look as though Hughes was trying to defuse that situation. The referee deciding that the initial challenge by Hughes was worthy of a yellow card. Hughes in the book, Thorne escapes without censure, and play continues. Here's Salako. Both he and Phelan stumble. Salako coming away with the ball, but Phelan completing the clearance. Wallace now. Will there be a way back for those Crystal Palace fans today? Couple know that he needs a change, and Ian Wright is the obvious one. Just a question of who he brings off. Does he gamble by taking a midfielder off? Will he make a straight swap up front? There doesn't appear to be too much point in that, and I would imagine it will be one of the midfielders that makes way. Hughes. Over the top for McLaren. The bounce of the ball was kind, but the delivery was poor. That was the pass of the game from Neil Webb. And Palace's two-goal hero from Saturday is going to come on. It's Phil Barber that is being replaced. Ian Wright. Such a latecomer into the professional game. Hero on Saturday, terrible injury problems this season after breaking his leg. Pain-killing injections have just about worked. And Ian Wright comes on for the last 25 minutes of this game. Palace will be hoping, at the very least, that he will be able to book extra time for them. It'll be hard to see Wright lasting much more than 55 minutes. The injury problems he's had, one of the hottest properties in English football at the moment. A great first season when he's been fit on the top flight. Live wire strike up straight away, putting pressure on both Phelan and Bruce. Nothing he will get from Wright. The colours may not be guaranteed, commitment will be. That can be said, though, I suppose, of every single Crystal Palace player. Ince. Andy Gray. Towering header by Pallister. Throw inside the Manchester United penalty area again. The red shirts first to it, and McClare was fouled by Salako. Clock will be ticking down very quickly for those Palace supporters. Just short of the midway stage of the second half. Manchester United leading by a goal to nil. Hughes. United fans behind the goal rise to their feet as Mark Hughes tries to get into a goal-scoring position. Martin prevents the corner. Second goal for Manchester United. It'll be the first time that either side had a 2-goal lead this in this FA Cup final. Hughes, only Hughes caught by O'Reilly. Then play goes on in the final quarter of this game, unless Crystal Palace can force extra time. The resilience that they showed against Liverpool, the resilience that they showed in the first game against United, nothing can be written off as yet. I'm very contented with the way things are going at the moment. Andy Thorne with the free kick for Palace, who've got around 20 minutes to get themselves back into the game. Palace's clearance. That'll be a corner. Salako to take this corner. 6 yellow and black shirts forward. He's taken a touch, it comes through, chances. Seeley made the save, or perhaps it hit the post. Phelan gets it clear. More last gasp defending from Manchester United. That's as close as Steve Coppell's men have come to an equaliser. Pardew. Well, I think Andy Gray might have thought he'd scored. Bent in by Salako. Riley going up for it. It seemed to ricochet off Webb. And then Gray shot saved by Seeley. The nails being bitten to the quick by Steve Coppell. Forward by Salako. Bright. Great challenge by Robson. Hopefully not showing any signs of the shoulder injury picked up earlier. Ince. Covering by Pemberton. Magnificent challenge at the other end from Brian Robson to deny Mark Bright a shot on goal. Webb. Wallace, ball side of Shaw, pulls it back. O'Reilly with a last gasp block on Mark Hughes. Game's opening up, it's getting more frantic. Seeley once more makes the save to justify his inclusion ahead of Jim Leighton for this game. Alex Ferguson, not the kind of manager that would feel he ever has to publicly justify decisions or want vindication for them. But he will be pleased by the way that Seeley has played. Ince. Webb. Touch not as good as the one he provided for Lee Martin's goal. Sublime pass. It was a good finish by Lee Martin, very left-footed, but to toe poke it with such precision into the top left-hand corner of the net, a good finish. Andy Gray taking his frustration out on Seeley. Ince. Webb. McClare. And Salako taking on Ince, and he's got pace to burn, John Salako. Kitchen's coming on, is yet Ian Wright. No striker can really justify their place if there's no service, and Wright always a striker that's thrived on service. Wallace. Lovely pass. Who's going to win the chase? It's Pemberton. Short. Great play by Webb. Covering as well, and Martin will make sure it doesn't go out of play for a corner. And we're just showing a little bit of dynamism in the midfield. Seeley there first again, and again popping the studs of Mark Bright, not for the first time. That time Bright was entitled to go for the ball. It was enough of an element of doubt that it wasn't necessarily in Seeley's safekeeping. That's what he's explaining to Alan Gunn. He's already been bookmarked, Bright. Which is an initial inspection showed that he was entitled to go for it. It would still have really hurt Les Seeley. And Bright was committed. Picked up a real crump to the arm, Seeley, but he is going to be able to continue. Quarter of an hour to go. The most important statistic: Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 1. Manchester United fans in the final voice now. The end is in sight. Some of them, possibly the sense of occasion as yet, but it will always be something that young lad looks back on. Providing, of course, Manchester United hold on. Robson. Ball not 10 yards away, and the Palace players just wasting their own time by the reluctance to shuffle back. And comes it. Oh, off the bar! Robson. Robson again. Tries to tease it forward for Hughes. That was nearly the cup seal for Manchester United. Well, they couldn't have come any closer. Free kick bent in. Brian Robson's header hitting the bar. Wallace. It's too close to Nigel Martin. Webb's delivery, inch perfect. And Robson climbing the highest. Header back off the bar with Martin helpless. Scored twice in the replay in 1983. 7 years on, he almost scored again. Offside. Andy Gray mistiming his run forward. Crystal Palace still in there fighting, but only just. We do have one more substitute on the bench, Palace, and Dave Madden is about to come on. It's John Salako that comes off. Last throw of the dice for Steve Coppell. Madden just showing the tactics that Palace are going to carry out the last 10 minutes. Appeared to be that it was going to be 3 up front. Pemberton. Phelan's clearance. Madden He's going to leave it for Gray. It'll be one of his trademark long throws. O'Reilly forward. Hurled inside the penalty area, punched clear by Seeley. Forward again by Wright. Great play by McClare. He's won the free kick, and his disappointment at the advantage not being given will be tempered by the ability to waste a few more seconds. Webb. In the final 10 minutes, Manchester United leading 1-0. So close to being 2. Sure, they will feel that they deserve to win the way the game has gone overall. Shaw. Played by Pallister. He was hurt. Steeper is just trying to placate the referee. Pallister had got rid of the ball long before he was brought down. And right, picking up a yellow card for the challenge. Thomas. Thielen. Ince. Strong run by Ince. Good play by Thorne. He's almost guilty of overplaying it. Once more can steer it back for Les Seeley. Thielen. Wallace. Webb's throw. Danny Wallace again. Webb. It's overrun that. It's how to play. It's a goal kick. Pallister's header. Having difficulty in controlling the ball and almost putting Thorne under pressure, and then Gray and Pallister get involved. Here's Andy Gray. Pemberton in his haste to get towards the byline, forgetting to control the ball. Still the war of words goes on between Pallister and Gray. We're only 5 minutes away from having the last lap. Well, he's looking rattled, Pallister. Might be something that Palace will be trying to exploit in these closing stages. Resorting to any lengths now to desperately try and get themselves back into this game. Away from being dead and buried. Wallace's header. Pemberton. Madden scrapping for possession, forward from Thomas, away by Bruce. Phelan wins the throw off Jeff Thomas. Pemberton. United able to get it away, and then give it away. Madden. Offside. Mark Bright going just too early. Alex Ferguson will see that there are around 2.5 minutes to go. Hasn't had too much to do in this second half, Nigel Martin, really, but has been beaten once, beaten twice if you include Robson's header, which hit the bar. Hasn't seen this side create too much in the way of concrete chances at the other end. Safety first for Lee Martin, the goal scorer. Throw from Pemberton, flicked on, but away by Pallister. Hughes. Phelan. Wallace shackled by Andy Thorne. It's going to be something late and dramatic if Thorne's to win 2 FA Cup finals in 3 years now. Manchester United in control as the game enters the final minute. There will be a significant amount of stoppage time. So Matt Busby will soon be celebrating the first FA Cup success for 5 years. At the end of such a troubled season for Manchester United. He's doing his best to keep the ball in. Throw to Palace as the game enters stoppage time. Thorne. O'Reilly. Pallister's header. Here's Ian Wright. Only the side netting. a half chance, and actually pretty close to screwing the ball enough to get it on target. Robson flicks it on. Hughes chases. Oh, Nigel Martin backpedaling. Just got the ball back inside his penalty area before Hughes could sniff an opportunity. Offside flag is up. The United fans thought that was the full-time whistle. That is the full-time whistle. Manchester United win the FA Cup for a record-equalling 7th time. Lee Martin's goal on the hour mark, enough to give them the glory. In a game that was by no means a classic, didn't live up to the drama of Saturday. But for Manchester United, it's a very sweet, successful evening. Lee Martin, congratulated by Viv Anderson. Hugs of commiseration from former United man Steve Coppell. And Les Seeley wasn't in the side on Saturday. Controversially called up tonight and keeps a clean sheet as Manchester United take the cup. Alex Ferguson ends his wait for significant silverware. Nearly 4 years after taking over at Old Trafford. Gary Pallister magnificent. A feisty game in which players from both sides struggle to keep a lid on their tempers. But it's a match that has been won by Manchester United. For the 4th time in 13 years, it will be a United captain that makes his way up the steps to get his hands on the FA Cup. Delight for Sir Matt Busby. Real pride in his club. Pride in the result. Heartbreak for the likes of Andy Gray. They must wonder if they will ever have another opportunity. This Palace side in their 30s and men who've worked so hard to get this far, and it's all ended in despair. United players celebrating with their fans. Robson leads his players up the 39 steps. He's been here before, of course. Winner of the FA Cup with United both in 1983 and 1985. Behind him, Brian Robson takes a hand of Princess Michael of Kent. Prince Michael of Kent gives him the FA Cup. The winner's medal from Sir Bert Milicic. It's Manchester United's year. They are the FA Cup winners for 1990, albeit with a replay. But they have won the trophy to equal Tottenham's record haul of 7 FA Cups. Neil Webb, who supplied the pass for the goal. Mike Phelan. Lee Martin, who'll go down in history as one of the men to have scored the winning goal in an FA Cup final. Mark Robbins, who came on as a substitute at the weekend but didn't play tonight. Jubilant Manchester United players making their way down the stairs, cup in hand, which is what it's all been about. The celebrations will continue long into the night. The despair, I'm sure, will continue for many weeks for those Crystal Palace players who served their club so well, but ultimately it just wasn't to be. The drama of the 4-3 victory over Liverpool, as sweet as it was to get in the semi-finals. Jeff Thomas leads his side up, losers' medals only for them.